Hello world, this is CuzTheInternet podcast. I'm your host Trey.
And I'm your Jose. Let's get into it. I've been seeing, I don't know if this is a trend, but man says ex dumped him and married another guy 1 month after he donated his kidney to her mom.
Mm.
And then there's another one saying a woman goes viral after donating her kidney to her boyfriend, then he broke up with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to speak about the dude who donated his kidney to his ex-girlfriend's mom, and a month later she got married to someone else.
Mm.
Now, obviously, I wasn't there. I don't know for certain.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at figuring out things.
Let me hear something.
I could have been a detective.
Oh, really?
In a past life or something. But she obviously wasn't interested in him anymore. Or maybe he was a side dude. She just played along with whatever, and he got her stuff and so on and so forth. She knew she was getting married to this other dude, but he said he was going to donate a kidney to her mother who needed it. And her mother said, hey, do not break up with him before I get this kidney because he may change his mind. So that's why she held on to it for so long and continued with this relationship. And after the kidney was donated, that's when she was like, okay, the deed is done. I'm going to break up with him, marry my true love, and move on. Not saying it's right. Then in the comments, sorry, that's what I think happened. That's just in the comments, it was saying how stuff like, I take it back if I was you, and this and that, My question for you now is, if you were in that type of situation, what would you do?
All right, so I'll give you two examples. The first one is like you said, if he knew he was a side dude or something, and he was just trying to hold on to her or the relationship, so he gave it, hoping that that'll make her, be with him.
I don't think he knew he was a side dude.
No,
but go on.
So any other way, I'm taking it back. I'm being real. Any other way, unless like this was something of my decision, like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just that much in love with her, even though I know she's about to get married with someone else, but I want to let her see that I'm the better man. So I'm going to give at that point, you made your decision and that's it. But if you had no clue and she strung you along just to get your organ, bro, no, I'm taking it back. Figure it out. Sorry, mama. Nah, no hard feelings, bro. Sorry to tell you. Taking it back. How you feel about it? What you doing?
I'd leave her with it.
Take that back. Yo, if you leave.
Hear me out.
All right. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, they could have done whatever they wanted. I'm answering to somebody else. I know what I did out of the kindness of my heart. So when Judgment Day comes, I can be like, hey, all right, cool. This is what happened. So be it. But I'm not going to be like, you know what? I did this because I love you, and because you don't want to marry me, and you married somebody else a month later, I'm taking it back. Like, nah. Have fun with it.
It's not because she married someone else. It's because she played you. There's a difference. That's all I'm trying to say. There's a difference. Why don't you ask your husband to give why did you take it from me though?
Maybe he wasn't a match. Maybe she did ask him. A 4-year-old child forgotten in daycare van for 9 whole hours amid freezing weather, reportedly given $3 to keep the incident a secret. So the gist of it is they brought them to daycare. Yeah. They took her out the van. Or they took the kids out the van. She was still left in there. And they all went inside. They forgot she was in there. It was only after it was done they came back to the van and they saw she was in there. And they were like, ooh. So on top of her being there, she was brought home an hour late. Okay. Like her family didn't think anything of it. They were just like, okay, cool, whatever. She came home. She's still alive. Okay, everything's everything. And it was a little girl who told her grandmother that what happened. And so the grandmother told the mom, and then the mom went there and talked to them. Now, like I said, they gave her $3 to be quiet. I would like to hear your take on what you would do, what you would say, what should happen in this situation, in this scenario.
All right,
our cousins would like to know.
So, all right, I'll be real about it, okay? I think it's two separate questions. What you should do from what I would do. So what you should do is
no, it's the same thing.
No, you should call the police and yeah, and sue them, let law enforcement handle it. How I would handle it though, I'm going to that school. She's gonna tell me which teachers were involved, and chances are I'll be the one going to jail because I am hurting each one. Okay, I'm already upset that you left my child alone, not eating lunch, not whatever, not using the bathroom for 9 hours. But then you have the nerve to try to bribe her. And it's not even the money, it's just the fact that you're telling her to lie pretty much to her parents when something bad happens to her. That alone for me is enough for me to want to hurt you. So therefore, I'm going there and I'm putting hands on everybody. I might be the one going to jail, but I would not, I couldn't, I'm impatient. So I don't believe I could wait for the judicial system and stuff to take its time. No, I'm going there. I need instant gratification. I'm putting hands on people. They're gonna understand why you shouldn't mess with people's kids. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. How about you?
I mean, I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you left her in there, like, it's not even to say you called, you came, you apologized. Look, I'm sorry. Even if you weren't the one who did it.
Yeah.
Say it was Joe Blow who forgot her in the van, but you're dropping her back. Hey, I want to let you know this happened. I'm so sorry. We are looking into what, like, the situation, anything. But you guys dropped her off like nothing happened. An hour later, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? There might have been issues, problems with the van. I don't know. The issue was you left my child in there. But then to give her $3 and say, don't say, like, you are training her to be quiet about things that are potentially life threatening.
Exactly.
Like, I'm glad nothing bad or nothing extremely horrible happened to her.
Yeah.
The worst was she was left in the car. She was able to eat. I mean, that's all bad, yes. But there could have been a different scenario, and I'm glad it was not that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, okay, cool. But you guys are in charge of watching young children, and this is what you're teaching them. Like, nah, I'll teach you guys a lesson. Don't worry about it.
I agree.
So I seen something the other day on the interwebs, and I really do want to get your perspective on it.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you one story that I seen, and it reminded me of another story. I guess it'll intertwine some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes as follows. A 16-year-old Burger King employee shot dead in botched robbery that she helped stage. Now, once again, I know we spoke about this, like leaving other people's stuff alone. Why are you tight? Like, you don't, there are other ways to do things. I get it when you're in that type of situation. You feel like your back's against the wall and you only have one way of doing it, and you take that route and things happen. I get it. Then it brought me back to Hitman Hollis situation. We spoke about that, where he was out of town, his wife was home, people tried to bring him to his place, ended up shooting her in the face, ran off, whatever. She's still alive, thank the Lord. Okay, cool. So it's situations like that reminds me of this, okay? So that happened to him. And I follow him on Instagram. and I saw he put up a post, basically saying, so he is from St. Louis. He obviously travels the world because he's making good money off his battle rap, off his TV show, so on and so forth. So he put up a post that says, "Chef in ATL that's available today. Send them my way." So I seen it, and I was kind of bothered by it. Not extremely bothered because, I mean, it had nothing to do with me, but I was kind of bothered because I put myself in that situation. If I was out of town, something happened to like my wifey while she was home alone, and now I'm out of town and I'm asking for anything online. Just say, "Yo, hit me up, run through." I don't know who these people are. Why would I allow them in my space? And I spoke with Bona about it, and he was saying, well, he's doing the right thing. He's still living his life. He's not trying to go through the anxiety of, or adding more anxiety to his plate, thinking, okay, I can't trust anybody and this and that. And I get that. But at the same time, I would be more cautious of who I allow into my space. Now, if you really need like home cooked food or a chef, you hire one that you know and you bring them out. Or I'm almost positive you have people all around the place who are from these places. You can holler at them and say, "Hey, can you put me in contact with somebody who's trustworthy, who can cook? Like, can you hook me up with a chef?" And they can hook you up with a chef. But to put this on social media for any and every random person to come through, and you already know a lot of people watch you because they're jealous of you. So even if you put that out there and the chef that you get is blue check verified and they're amazing, you don't know who they know. So they may look at you and say, okay, I came to his place. There were thousands of dollars around the place, gold chains. There was probably 10 of them. Okay, cool. There's 10 of them, but since we live in here, there's a million of us. So yeah, we can get that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I just thought it was weird. I wouldn't have done it, but I just want to get your thoughts. What do you say?
All right.
What do you think?
One, I just want to confirm. This was, we know for certain it was for his place.
Well, no, he was, I don't know where it was, but he's just asking for a chef.
No, I know. And that's why. So for one, it could have been like something that he was, you know what I mean, rented out a spot or something just for the day and wants a chef to come to cook for him, right? I'm just giving an example. So it could be something like that where it's like he doesn't mind telling someone to come, you know what I mean? And for two, it might be a situation where he does have the proper security with him now due to the fact of what he's been through. So with those two things that could be, I don't see anything wrong with a scenario like that. Now to invite someone to come to his house, if that was to his house, I'd be like, no, he's stripping. Right now, you should be keeping your location under wraps. Don't let no one know where you live. So if it is for his house, I think it's extremely naive or ignorant, or he's not really thinking through his situation. But if it was something like, you know, he rented out a spot, he just wants someone to come cook for them, and he has the proper security, I don't see nothing wrong with that. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you rented out something, I guess it makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, if you rented out something, then you should have known you needed a chef. So I don't understand. But I mean, maybe they may have dropped out last minute. We don't know. Things can happen. Things can happen. Speaking of restaurants, I laughed because there was something else I was going to talk about, but because we're on the subject of restaurants. So there was this nightclub in, I want to say New York. It was shut down. No, sorry, it was in Houston. So it was shut down because of COVID, obviously, because no gatherings or everything. And this is, I have to give them props, because what they did was they turned this nightclub into a Black-owned grocery store. And yeah, they're doing their thing. Like I was like, this is the stuff I like to hear.
Yeah.
Pivoting.
It's same owners.
Yeah.
Nice, smart move. I like that.
Brilliant move. Like,
yeah.
I personally would have never thought of a grocery store, but we need more of those. We really do. We need more of, you know what? We need more of everything. So I can't even say we need more of those, but
no, but definitely you need more essential services, like, you know, banks, grocery stores, all the above. So I agree.
I don't know if you heard it, but Machine Gun Kelly's cover to Frank Ocean's So Good.
Hey, that's a pretty big trunk on my Lincoln town car, ain't it? Big enough to take these broken hearts and put them in it. Yeah, now I'm riding around on the boulevard, trunk bleeding. And every time the cops pull me over, they don't ever see them. They never see them. And I got this black suit on, riding around like I'm ready for a funeral. 5 more miles till the road runs out. I'm about to drive in the ocean. I'ma try to swim from something bigger than me. Kick off my shoes and swim good, and swim good. Take off this suit and swim good, and swim good.
Drowning in your holy water is
I'm drowning in your holy water. Hold me under longer. Hold this rib that I gave you. Just don't pierce my Under Armour undercovers with a lane.
Yeah, I heard it.
How did you feel about it? How did you feel about it?
You know what? Although you are asking me this question, I want to ask you the question. I want to get your feedback on this. Let me know, how did you feel about it? Yeah, tell me.
Okay, you know how Jamaicans remix every song?
Yeah.
So the song, I can't even say remix. They remake every song.
To perfection.
But see, that's it. If he came out with the song first, I would have been like, okay. I wouldn't have said it was a great song. I wouldn't have said it was an amazing song. I wouldn't even have said it was a good song. I would have been like, oh, it's okay. It did what it did. But the fact that I've heard Frank Ocean's first, and that song is dope.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
To hear this wasn't it.
It
was not it.
You
nah, I didn't. I don't even think it hit him. Nah. Oh, no. 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 Yeah, no. It was not good. It wasn't. Like I said, if I heard it first, I could have said it's okay. But because it was the cover to Frank Ocean's, nah, you didn't have to put it out. That's how I felt.
Tell me how you really feel.
You?
Okay, so the thing is, I'll try to, be politically correct on this one, but it was trash. It sucked. It was horrible. Okay, like the friggin', it was whack, bro. Now, there was no reason for it. It was like one of those things, like, why? Like, who told you? At what bar, drunken night, did you get on stage and perform this? And everyone was like, oh, you should make this into a real song. Because no, this joint was trash, bro. And so, no, question though, do you think now, because we've had this conversation before about artists, especially Caucasian artists, being able to bend that line and the style of music they want to make if they're not fully embraced by the hip hop culture. So, do you think that's what he is leaning into right now? Like his white side? Do you think like that's what he's going for consciously?
Yes.
Okay.
I do believe that's what he's going for because, like we've already discussed and established, that okay, our community is not really feeling him as a rapper anymore. So he was like, okay, let me do the rock thing. Maybe that was his passion from the get. But he rapped a couple of times, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're like the next Eminem." So he was like, "Yeah, let me rap."
Yeah.
And then he started rapping, and people were like, "Okay." And then some people weren't feeling it. A lot of people were, and now people are just like, "Okay, I'm over it." And he was like, "Well, this was never really my first love. I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't know, so please don't quote me on this." But he was just like, "You know what? Let me do my rock thing because this is what this is my passion." And he was like, "All right, cool. Let me like create my subgenre of rock, rap, R&B type thing." And that's what he was going for. And I mean, like I said, if it wasn't that song, if it was his original song and he did it himself, I would have been like, it's okay.
I'd honestly
but
say it was
because
trash.
it was the cover.
Go ahead.
But see, this is it. You have nothing to compare it to.
Music. I could compare it to music. To music that was trash, G. It was trash. Lyrically, it was fine. But music, like actual sonically, that joint. No, because the lyrics the lyrics were fine. Like it sounded good if you listen to the lyrics. But the song itself, or whatever he was trying to do with that, was so trash. It was trash. It was trash. Trash.
So MGK's BFF, Pete Davidson, still having rumors allegedly spread about him by Kanye, allegedly about him having AIDS. How do you think that rumor thing happened? Do you think Kanye really did it? Do you think it's just something to keep his name in people's mouths?
Okay.
Kanye's? Or
so I'll be real with you. I think Kanye had nothing to do with it. And I think that's the Kardashian and whatnot clan trying to paint Kanye as a bad person. And because it's such an ignorant rumor that I don't believe. I think they want to just show how ignorant Kanye is. You know what I mean? And make that situation relevant and keep it relevant. I think Kanye had nothing to do with that rumor. Honestly, just because it wouldn't make sense. You understand what I'm trying to say? Him making up a rumor about me makes no sense. Worst case scenario, if he does, what does that change? He's still with your wife. Like, changes nothing. It's not like the 80s where there was like this horrible stigma with it. Like, how does that help anyway? I really think that it's just to show how vindictive and crazy Kanye is to the public. I think that rumor was actually spread on Kanye, not about Pete Davidson at all. How about you?
Okay. So, sorry, before I speak on all that stuff, we're going to go back to a couple of weeks ago, last week. You understand what I'm saying? Where Chicago's birthday party and he couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And then finally he was there. What do you feel about that whole situation? Or for people who don't know, he went on Instagram or he went on social media and he was saying he wants to get to his daughter's birthday party. He's not invited. They didn't give him the address. And so he was just saying happy birthday to her on social media. He wants to be there, but they're not allowing him to be there with her. And then I believe he said Travis Scott gave him the address. So that's how he ended up there. And he was all teeth and grinning when he was there. So I guess he was fine with it and happy with it. But how do you feel about that whole situation?
All right. So, all right. Now, this is a complicated conversation, of course, but I think I have two opinions on it, but I actually go with one of them. So one, I think that, listen, two parents, if they want to have separate parties for the child, they can. I don't think one's obligated to have the other one, especially if you guys aren't together. Yeah. But my second opinion, which I'm going to go with, I honestly believe if you are still married, and regardless of the situation, you're still married and you guys aren't necessarily in a bad place. You know what I mean? Like, we don't, again, from what we've seen, from what we've heard, I don't know if they're really in a bad place, right? So I don't see why you would have a secret birthday party, because I would be bothered and hurt too if I found out. I'm just putting myself in his position. If I found out my child's having a secret birthday party that everyone in the world's invited to, but I'm not allowed to go. But even more than that, I don't think Pete Davidson was there. But if I'm hearing the reason why I can't go to my child's birthday party is because you now have a new man where we're still not even divorced, I would be in my feelings. I can't lie. It might not be a good thing, but I would be like, bro, really? Like, so you want my child to spend her birthday with your new man rather than letting her dad be with her. I would probably be in my feelings on that. Would I go about the same way? No, but I think more than that, I think it was more for him trying to show, and I might be a Kanye apologist, but I think it was more for him to try to just show the world the lengths that she's willing to go through. You know what I mean? To try to separate and make him look crazy and keep him out of the child's life, rather than the actual problem at hand of him not being there. I think he more wanted to show people the fact that she's trying to make him not be there and trying to bring her new man into the family dynamic. I think that's what he was trying to go with it. But how about you? How you feel about it?
So you gave two scenarios.
Yeah. And I said I go with
I
the second
obviously
one.
am not agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm not agreeing with you.
Okay.
I don't agree with it at all.
Okay.
Because you and I alone know more than enough people who were in relationships, have children, are no longer with the parent, the mother or the father of the child, but are still able to host two parties,
100%.
do whatever it has to be. So this is why I'm saying he did not have to do all that. Throw another party for her. If you were really that bothered that all these people were invited to her birthday party and you weren't, then you have another birthday party for her and invite all the same people minus the people who didn't invite you to that party, and you have a birthday party for her. Simple fix. But you're acting like you have to be at that birthday party. Now you're saying, okay, but they're still married. Okay. They're both in relationships. He's in a relationship with somebody else. She's in a relationship with somebody else. So even though they're still married on paper, they're still separated.
Yeah.
So that is not a good enough excuse for him to, I want to be there. I have to be there. I need to be there for my daughter. I want her to know that I love her. Yeah, she will know you love her. Continue to be the supporting, kind person for her. Let her know that you will always be there for her and not let anything happen to her. It will be fine. Even though they will try to make you seem crazy as shit. Sorry for cursing. This is for the younger viewers. I'm not apologizing to you. Even though they may make him seem crazy as whatever, at some point, she will get old enough to make her own decisions, come to her own conclusions, and realize, you know what? He wasn't as crazy as people said he was. They were making him out to be crazy. Or by that time, maybe she's brainwashed by them and whatever. We don't know. But at the end of the day, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, you don't have to worry about what anybody else is saying about you, because you know your heart, you know what you're doing. So maybe it was their way of solidifying that, hey, you see, he is crazy because look, he's going on social media and he's going on this rant and this and that. And it's just a birthday party. Who cares? It's just 75,000 people that were invited. Like it means nothing. Like, I don't even understand why he's acting like this. You didn't have to act like that. So that's how I felt about that. You could have had your own birthday party for her and so on and so forth.
I agree.
I mean, I'm glad you were able to get there and you were able to share it with her and have fun and be happy. But I feel like you went about it the wrong way. But there's neither here nor there. Now the whole Pete Davidson thing. Because they're saying Kanye is allegedly spreading it, obviously I don't think he said it himself. Or I don't think he said it directly as in, oh yeah, Pete Davidson. I believe it was one of those situations where, say, me and you were talking. And, you know, we'll talk garbage about things, everything. And he was just probably talking to one of his boys. He's like, Pete Davidson guy. And somebody probably overheard, or they were just like, yeah. And then that's where it came from. And he was just like, I was just talking garbage. Like, but I think that's, if it happened, I think that's how it happened, because they're not saying he definitely said it. They're saying he's allegedly spreading the rumor.
No,
like,
exactly. And that's why I believe that he didn't do it. Because that whole alleged thing means a lot when you're accusing somebody of something. So again, they're saying he allegedly, just so that they cannot be sued for defamation or whatnot if it comes out that, you know, he didn't. And that's how I see it. I think, again, it's a ploy to try to make him look bad. I really do. Now, did you hear about Kanye returning the sex tape? Number two.
I seen like posts,
Okay.
but I didn't.
So allegedly, there was a second sex tape between Ray J and Kim Kardashian, and it's been in Ray J's hands for quite a long time. Whack 100's been throwing out that he might release it or whatever, all this crap, right? But then recently, Whack 100 and Kanye and Ray J has all been cool, doing business and hanging out with each other. So Kanye allegedly got his hands on it. He asked them for it. They gave it to him, and he went and returned it right back to Kim Kardashian, right? And this is from all those sides that said this. But Kim Kardashian's camp is saying there was nothing on the laptop when they gave it to her. You know what I mean? There was nothing. So that's, again, what makes me believe, and again, I might be biased, but that they are trying to not give him any credit and make him look a certain way in social media. Because what's the name went on a rant about it, that he went and gave it to her. Whack 100 directly says he has the receipts of, like, saying that, they signed something when he handed it over, all this stuff. These details are put in, but their side, and they're not saying she's saying, but it's just her camp, and people are saying that they. So I'm thinking, again, this is all a whole thing to just try to make him look bad, look like a liar, look vindictive, and not tarnish her image. That's how I see it.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for Tales on the Internet. Okay, this one, I guess, it was light. It's just, I want to read the response and then hear what you think about it.
Okay.
So the question was, what's the worst thing a woman has done on the first date? And this was one of the responses. There were several of them, but this is the one I want to ask you about. So the person replied, while driving us to dinner, my phone, on vibrate, went off in my pocket. I looked at the text and it was from my date, sent to me accidentally saying, "Oh my God, he is so ugly." I pull over to the gas station, hand her $2 to run in and get some lottery tickets, and I drove the F off. Do you think he had handled it properly? No, yes, maybe. What are your thoughts on this?
The first opinion would be, if that was about him, the message, I think, hey, there's no harm in it. I think you handled it perfectly. The problem is, she could be having a full conversation with someone else saying, hey, why don't you hook up with that guy? And then she's like, oh my God, he's so ugly. And then you got it. And now you think that's about you. So he should have asked her, like, yo, realistically, in my opinion, I think he was wrong. Because he could have said, yo, so you think I'm ugly? Or something like that. To just kind of gauge where she's coming. Other than that, he could have totally missed it. He has nothing to go on other than her sending a message saying, oh my God, someone doesn't even know who she was talking to or about. But just now his own insecurity led him to just say, hey, she's talking about me. Bounce. So I think he was wrong. How about you?
So once again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, okay?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, there are people that you may not find attractive or as attractive as other people.
Yeah.
So maybe he knows that he's not as attractive as, say, a Denzel Washington, a Michael B. Jordan, whoever, whatever your cup of tea is. Baby Trey. Cute.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your son, not your.
I understood.
Anyways. So maybe he knows that he's not the looker, but he knows he's, say, a great conversationalist. He is very compassionate. He's very sincere and stuff like that. So he knows he can win her over, like tip the scale because of how he is. Because once again, this is the first date. And so he's driving and he got the message and he had to have known it was for him, because once again, like I said, he may have known that, you know what, I'm not the looker of lookers, but I can dress well, so on and so forth. And for him to say, you know what, he runs out and get a lottery ticket and drive off. I think that was wrong. You could have just been like, you know what? All right, I got the message. I understand. I may not be your cup of tea. You know what? I'll just drop you home. It's cool.
Yeah.
And keep it pushing. Like, you don't always have to take the low road. You can take the high road. You're allowed to take the high road. But a lot of people, they feel like, I'm going to fight fire with fire.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to get low, I'm going to get even lower. Like, no. Just be like, okay, you know what? We don't have to do this. I'm not forcing you to go out with me.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured we get to know each other, have a great evening, but hey, don't worry about it.
But the fact is that he does not know for sure it was for him. I guess what you're saying, but you don't know. That's
even
my
if
point.
he doesn't, so even if he did bring it to her like that,
Yeah.
I just got this message from you and this and that, she may have had time to explain herself, and hey, they could have kept it pushing.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, in my opinion,
the fact
he's
that he
definitely
just
wrong.
Said, yeah, I think he's wrong as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that he just, all right, here you go.
Let his own insecurity just get to him, in my opinion. Like, bro, like you got to man up a bit. Just like, yeah. Because I would, if I were single, of course, I'd be like, bro, are you just gonna call me ugly like that? Like, I'd be like, where? Okay.
And this is the thing. You don't know her from anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to feel bad, shy, or anything about asking her, hey, you sent me this message.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Mm.
You really didn't have to.
Yeah.
But a lot of people feel like the whole spitting on your face when somebody's talking to you, and then people try to hide it. Like,
yeah.
Why are you trying to spare people's feelings? Like, they spit on your face. You can wipe it off. You're allowed to wipe it off.
You're focused.
You don't
on
have
that,
to
man.
feel bad.
It's been months.
But I'm just saying,
you can't wait till someone spit on your face and get paused.
No, we're wearing masks now. People can't spit on my face.
It's like,
unless they're
the one
That's
time,
fighting.
the one time, yeah. Let me go back. Yeah. So what I was.
I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and I better be okay.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, man.
Yeah.
So I agree. You definitely don't have to take the low road, but I'm usually a fan of the low road. But that, in my opinion, is way too low. Like, it's
you are a fan of the low road because you like to hear the drama. You like to hear that stuff. That stuff's funny to you.
It's
and this
hilarious.
is why I'm saying, yo, we need healing. We really do. Because it's a messed up situation that we have no choice but to laugh at, or we'll cry. And it's okay to cry. People are like, oh, real men don't cry. No. This is why you have tear ducts, man. Everybody cries. Like, yo, just be you, man. That's all I'm saying. Just heal. We need healing.
Why do you feel like you can have it, intervention with me? All right, I got you. All right, Judy. Look at right into you. You need to heal. Stop laughing at everything. That's what you're telling them, right?
And Trey with the gap. I'm staring right at you. We need to heal.
I'm like, yo. I'm like, oh yeah, like, what's up? I'm like, once again, this is Cuz the Internet podcast. You can follow us on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, as well as CuzTheInternet at gmail.com. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm your Jose. And remember, if it's on the internet, we may talk about it. Hey, you.